This is the Beneteau Oceanis 40.1. It's a brand new boat, it replaces the 41.1, and there's a lot of very clever innovation on this boat. So I'm going to give you the full tour as ever and explain to you what it's all about. And now the innovation starts pretty much before we even step on board, because this bathing platform section here, that is touch of a button stuff that lifts up. It forms a flush transom at the back of the boat, but then when you're anchored, of course, it can motor back down. That step comes into play, and then you've got really great access in and out of the water. And there's a lot more clever thinking as we go on board. Some things are quite small. These are a good idea. The idea of these is that when the boat is on attack and it's heeling, you would steer from this one if it was heeling that way, and that gives you a level section to stand on. You've got the same exactly on the other side there, so when the boat is heeling that way, you can stand at this wheel, and that gives you a level section. And of course, when you're in harbour as we are at the moment, it's dead easy to just drop that in out of the way. Another thing we find back here is this, which is quite a decent lazarette. Gas bottle would live in here, of course, but also in here you've got space for inflatable paddle boards, for example, or other bits and pieces like that. So that is a very nice feature on this size of boat. Clears those back up. Now what they've done with this is brought the wheels all the way back, so that when you stand here you've got a really commanding view of the boat, but also you're out of the way of your guests. If you've got people here, you're not sort of tripping over them. In fact, they've even brought the winches back as well, so when you're winching in, you can do it from here. You're not having to sort of kneel over people or lean over people to get to your winches. That's a great idea. When you're manoeuvring the boat, your throttle is here, and this is actually a retractable bow thruster, so you can bring that into play. It drops in at the front and gives you a lot more manoeuvrability. And I think what we'll do with this one is take a turn around the decks first and then work our way in, because it's quite a lot to show you on this one. For example, this has the in-mast furling, so the mainsail actually retracts. You can see the edge of it there into the mast. If you prefer slab reefing, you can have it, but most people these days are going for this. As I say, you can see the sail there, so that pulls all the way out. It unwinds from inside the mast, and then you're good to go. Another nice thing is flush deck hatches, so when these are closed, you are not going to stub your toe on it, and they're all the same. It's a small thing, but you've only got to do it once and you realise, actually, no, that's quite a big thing. Up at the front here, this one's also got roller furling Genoa, so that is on the forestay there, but you'll notice there's a track. That is for a self-tacking jib. That is the alternative option, and the reason they do it this way around is because it's fairly easy to retrofit. If you prefer to have the self-tacking jib, you can have it. It swaps over very easily, so they normally specify these with the roller furling for that reason. And then right up at the front here, you've got your anchor handling kit, and the anchor is on that bowsprit just there. And that is a very tall mast. Let's head on back down this side. A nice decks to move around, actually. There's plenty of space. You've got all your lines leading back aft as well, so there's not much you need to come up here for if you don't want to. But what they've done is these side decks, they go all the way to the back and then round and in. So again, you can walk around the boat, you're not clambering over people, not clambering over seats. That is a very nice idea. And other nice ideas are things like this is a space for a life raft, so easy to get to, and as you'd expect, these lift up so that if you're dining, you can dine all the way around here. That's a little socket, so you can put a deck light out here if you want to. And that's an ice box, so you can chuck a lid of ice in there, put your drinks in there, and they'll stay cool. There are, of course, storage voids underneath the seats. There's that one there. If we go down to the other side, engine gauges and so on are down here, and then underneath this one, again, really decent sized locker, so you can get, well, as you can see, toolkits and cleaning gear and all that sort of stuff out of the way. Let's head on a bit further forward and we'll take a look inside. Now this boat has the light oak finish. So it's very light and very contemporary. If you want walnut, which is a darker finish and a bit more traditional, you can have it. Those are just different options you select when you buy the boat new. But what I noticed most of all in here is just how big the boat feels. It feels the size up from a 40-foot yacht. So lovely big seating area on this side, and you can sit right around the table and still then get past. They've tucked the navigation station back that way, so it's not intruding too much onto this space, but it's still a very usable station. And of course you've got your VHF radio there and that kind of thing, and you could put a screen on there for your navigation or even a TV. And a lot of thought into things like this rail here, so as you move through the boat you can go from here to that rail to the mast and into the cabin. It makes it a very safe boat to move around. But as I say, that feeling of space, that to me is what really stands out down here. The galley is behind me, that's on this side. Loads of storage, you'd imagine. You've got sinks under here, rather neat having a chopping board on the back of that one. But this is all storage up in places like this. This is quite cunning. It's a top loading fridge, so you can get your stuff out of there without everything falling out when you're out at sea, but they put a door on it as well, so you can use it like a conventional fridge when you're in harbour. Rather nifty. As you'd expect, the oven is gimbaled, so as the boat heels, that keeps your pans upright. And then again, loads more little areas like this, all soft close as well. Very nice. That there allows you to fix that, by the way, so if you don't want it gimbaling, so if you're in harbour for example, you can lock that into place as it is at the moment. More storage there. Now there are a couple of different layout options. This is a 3-cabin layout but with 1 heads. So there's a very big cabin up here. That's the master cabin, and it is vast, as you can see, so vast in fact that it would make a certain amount of sense to opt for the 2 heads version, because that puts a heads into here as well, makes this an ensuite cabin, and you can actually see the moulding for it in the ceiling. Give you some idea where that would go. But as it is at the moment, what you get is acres of space. I mean, if you're staying long term on this boat, staying on it for a few weeks, you don't feel like you're coming to a cramped little cabin, you feel like you're coming to a bedroom, which on a 40-foot boat is brilliant. And you've got things then like this huge hanging locker with storage in there as well. You've got windows in here. We are in Port Hamble at the moment with Ancaster, the dealers for these boats. So nice view out, and of course opening hatches up above, and more storage on this side. Like so. But what a great area to come out into in the morning. That's really nice. All of these overhead hatches, by the way, have got blinds on them and mosquito nets. So it's a bit mosquito-y. You can keep the bladders out. But plenty of them, so you get plenty of air in through here. That's nice. And then further aft, well, there's the heads, of course. That's in here. And you've got a separate shower area with a door. That's really nice because it means you can keep this whole area dry when you're showering. And again, little areas for your knickknacks. And this one's got a door into the aft cabin. So, come out of here, there are 2 of these. This is the one with the door into, you can see it just there. Again, lovely size. And again, plenty of ventilation because you've got opening windows around the place. Up here as well. And plenty of light. And lots of storage. Thusly. And that's mirrored then on the other side of the boat, because we go across here. Same kind of thing. The only thing that's different with this one, of course, it doesn't have that direct access into the heads. You need to come out of here and just across the passageway there. But a decent size again. You've got loads of headroom as you come into here. And for a 3-cabin 40-foot yacht, I think that's pretty good. Same sort of arrangements. And again, that wonderful big saloon to come out into in the morning. Awesome. I think that's really great. The only thing I haven't shown you is the engine. That's living underneath here. It's a 45 horsepower Yanmar. And obviously it's a bit less relevant on a sailing boat, but that's going to give it probably about an 8-knot cruise. So a decently powerful engine for the size of boat. Range, well, put your sails up and go forever. And that, as they say, is that. Huge thanks to Ancaster, who've organised this tour for me. Really appreciate that. It's been a really interesting one to bring you. And huge thanks to you as ever for watching. If you've not subscribed, hit that little button, hit the bell, really helps the channel, and we'll keep you posted new videos coming, of which I hope there's going to be many. So we'll catch you again very soon. Take care. Bye bye. But this is all. No, it isn't. Come on. Let me in.